Pants?
Pants is black.
Oh my God, black pants.
Black pants.
Leather pants. Leather face. Here to kill you and all these bitches. John Armstrong, guest host. Wait, not host. Well,
Yeah, you're just here.
Guest
You're just a
host.
guest.
Yeah,
You're just
I'm
a
just-
guest.
oh,
Yeah.
Just hanging.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if we can turn this on to the camera.
Where is Pants?
Pants? He
had that thing.
had the thing in Austin,
Yes,
and
yeah.
I think he's home, but I think he was just like, I'm going to be exhausted, and I
Yeah.
don't want to do it. So I was like, okay, well, we had planned on doing this anyway because we thought you were going to be on, so we'll just do it this way.
Yeah.
So
We love it. We
We're
love it.
gonna do it anyway.
We should all go
gonna
next
do it
year.
anyway.
To his thing.
if he invites us.
I got invited.
Oh, you did?
He texted me, he goes,
I couldn't go anyway. I have shows.
no, I know. He texted me, he just said, half the people here think I'm dating you, and the other half just want to know what it's like to be your friend. I'm bringing you with me next time to sell merch.
Wasn't this a
Fire
art
me.
thing?
Yeah, graphic design.
Yeah, I saw like a quick
All right.
whatever.
I just want to make sure we're live, and I don't know how to
Still
get
alive.
there.
That's you.
That's me.
That's not
That's
us.
not us.
It's Squire Inception.
There it is. Okay, I see us now.
We're here.
All right, we're here. We should
Why?
probably share this out too. I didn't do any of
Yeah,
that
we
shit.
should.
Okay. Yeah. We're live.
Look at this.
Look at this.
Look at
Yeah.
those beautiful people.
Uh-huh.
I'm mad about the background, though.
Yeah,
It's
just
not even.
it's nothing.
I know, but your picture is also just behind John.
Black guy.
Oh, yeah.
Disappearing on the black couch.
It's all right.
Disappearing
It'll be
on the
fine this
black
week.
couch.
All right, hey,
It's a black guy.
let's talk to John
Disappearing on the
Armstrong.
black couch.
Yeah, first of all, congratulations on being the first black person on our podcast.
Trump's America, baby.
Yeah, who have we had? Because we've only
He's
had like
literally been on the podcast before.
not
Okay,
the Cleveland
fine.
America.
Okay, fine.
Cleveland America and Bill Squire show are different.
Good
So this is the first time. Oh, sorry.
Wow.
sorry.
Very fucking professional.
So yeah. So John's our first.
Do something. Do
Oh, you
your
don't like
calls.
dogs, do you?
I don't not like them. I just can't deal with it.
Come down.
Yeah, that's not liking him, man.
Well, it's not like I always tell people if you had a tarantula, I'd do the same thing.
Yeah.
It's a tarantula.
No, Whoopsie's trying to find you.
She was scared of him at first, but now she's like, I feel like home.
Look at John, so scared.
Yeah.
The drunk fat white girls at the bar all over again.
Yeah, well, one of my fat white daughters right here. Oh, come here, Whoops. Come over here. Come over here and sit down. All right?
Whoops, I did it again.
Calm down. There you go. All right. So, John Armstrong is here. He's got an announcement to make. If you would like to start with that.
Oh shit! So
Yeah, remember?
I know if you have already told people. My birthday is coming up this April 30th, Wednesday, and I have been sitting on this special for damn near a year and a half that I filmed at Dunlap's here in Cleveland, courtesy of the production and direction of Ramon Rivas. Ooh. And so he directed, produced, and edited this thing, and the visual is finally coming out this Wednesday, courtesy of Bill Squire. He's going to put it on his YouTube channel because my 3 subscribers probably can't loop that enough to get it the numbers that it deserves. So.
And I'm going to say this, long form is tough to get, so make sure you guys watch this thing because it's very, very funny. It looks good. It's very dark, but it adds to the mood of it. I actually really like it, and it's funny as fuck. John's hilarious, and so yeah, watch it. We want him to get some, views and followers and fans, so he can start touring more and do this, take this more seriously. Maybe make a little money from it. We have a nice fair agreement in hand. I'm not Motowning him. I'm like, here's $40, John.
All my songs.
Thank you, Mr. Barry Gordy.
Mr. Barry Gordy. Yeah, I'm excited about this. I was telling somebody though, honestly, dude, it felt like doing stand-up for the first time all over again. Because once you get used to doing stand-up,
I have to turn off the TV because Whoopsie sees herself and starts growling.
That was insane.
Who is that bitch?
Who's that bitch on my dad's lap? I'll kill her.
It's like when your girl found that hair on you. Like, who is it? It's yours.
Yeah.
But no, I was just nervous to put it out, man, because I was nervous about the reception or maybe lack thereof. You know what I mean? So,
dude, it's scary, and it's also like people. They always say hey, when are you gonna put stuff out? Or when are you gonna do this? And then you're like, here it is. And then they're like, okay. I'm like, well, watch it then.
Yeah.
And that's like the one thing that drives me crazy is like, I don't know why to the regular, they're like, oh, one day you're going to get a Netflix special. I'm like, I got 3 on Amazon. Go watch those, bitch.
Right.
Like, how's that? Like, why do you care what platform is on it if it's good? Just go watch it. And so, like, there is a new perception of that thanks to YouTube specials doing so well. And it just, I think people just want quality content, but also they still just love a famous person. They love to be a part of like a movement of like, oh, this is a popular person. I love him too. And like, they want to, it's the Swiftie aspect where like she has got her fans to compete in their fandom to being the biggest fans. And there's a level of that's going on with stand up in, I would say mostly in like the Kill Tony crowd where they're like, I know more Kill Tony comics than you, or I've watched more Shane Gillis than you. Like they eat that stuff up, and I'm not saying like
say the names,
yeah,
Bill.
Yeah, like well,
say
like
the names.
is as far as like Shane Gillis is going, like the dude deserves it. Like he's a very funny guy, but it's also they don't give other people a chance. With the same like open-mindedness that they came to him with, because he was an unknown, and like then he because he was canceled, they're like, well, why was this guy canceled? What he's talking about? And so like that lore opened a door for him to showcase his talent, and they people really responded to it. And so like I want people to do the same thing with lesser known comics. Joe Briggs just put a special out that's fucking fantastic.
Really good.
It looks great.
Really
it's really good. It's really funny.
And
it's really funny. And I like seeing people get excited about up and coming talent, or people doing it in a different way and maybe not being part of the famous comic atmosphere and just being like, especially with how much shit Cleveland talks about, how much they support Cleveland. It's it's not felt as much like I'm one of the luckier ones. I feel it more than others, and I still feel like there's a lot of people that want me to like do something else. Like they feel like, oh, if you move to New York or LA, then you're really trying. Like, I'm trying harder here. Like it's harder to do it from here, and I like being here.
And no matter where you go, there you are.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's gonna change? Like they got a different internet in New York.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I never forget, I was opening up for somebody big, but we were talking in the group.
Was it me?
Yes.
Is it me next Saturday? And let's do a little plug. John's opening for me, which I hate when John opens for me because he's so fucking good.
He's gonna bury you.
I know.
It makes for a textured show.
It does.
We piggyback off each other's jokes.
Yes,
we always do that.
We always do, and I'll be fine. But it's John and I are doing the Canton Comedy Boom on Saturday.
Fucking A, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Dude, you're so bad at your job.
I know. I have them in my calendar, but like I won't know what the names are.
Go get her.
Don't knock the cameras over.
I like how professional she is. She's like, well, I can't get the camera.
Yeah.
I know.
I did not think she was gonna go around. I thought she was
know.
gonna go.
No, she knows
over
better.
all that stuff.
If that was my dog, they would be down.
Like, I'm gonna fuck you up.
You
You
have,
have
like,
get past this camera.
What are they, like Bernese Mountain Dogs?
Newfies.
Newfies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're big ass
Like
dogs.
185 and
Yeah.
172.
And you have 2 of them?
Yeah, she's got
Jesus
2 dogs that
Christ.
weigh 5 Tommies.
Yeah, they both.
What are they doing right now?
Laying down. Doing nothing.
Yeah, they
They're
also
doing
don't move a
nothing.
lot.
Yeah.
They're just kind of rugs.
They do look just like.
When they stand on their hind legs, are they like taller than you?
They can't stand on their hind legs. I don't think that's possible.
Or if they don't like jump up?
If they did, no, they don't jump up.
Yeah,
They're
okay.
too big. But if they did, they would be taller than me. Yeah, for sure.
I think that was more of a Jimmy question.
Oh, he wanted to know if he could. Yeah.
If I,
Yes, Jimmy, they're bigger than you.
they're bigger, they're taller than me. I don't have short guy energy. the more I do that, the more short guy energy comes out. Wait,
how far do you got to scoot your seat up in your car? I mean, I was thinking about getting one of those.
I'm average height. Okay,
Dude, I'm
Worldwide.
I'm not,
yeah. Dude,
not
in the
cute.
Philippines, I'm like an NBA player. All right.
I don't know. My ex was Filipino, and he was taller than you. By a lot, actually.
The Iron Dome strikes again.
Shit.
You're getting cooked right now.
Yeah, I deserve it.
Yeah.
I'm usually mean to Tommy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's fine. Wait, John, your special came out a year and a half ago.
No, he filmed
Or
it a
you
year
filmed
and a
it
half
a year
ago.
and a half ago.
Yeah, it was filmed.
Because I was there and I was like,
December of 23. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And then the audio came out last year, and that's been doing pretty well.
oh, okay.
It's on all streaming platforms, and that's the other thing too. So the audio is pretty much the full recording. It's over an hour, but the video is just over a half hour. So Ramon kind of cut it down. He was like, I feel like this is the
best
essence
parts.
of you. So there may be a deluxe visual coming out, but I just want to focus on what we have for now. And plus, I mean, I kind of like the contrast too. Like if you want a more longer form, you can listen to it. You know, when you're
I feel like that's easier for people.
Yeah,
Like, they
yeah.
can just put it in the car on like a long
Right,
drive
right.
rather than like sit down because we don't have attention spans.
Dude,
anymore.
I'll do that with Netflix specials or whatever. Like if I won't sit and watch them, but I'll just turn it on.
Turn
And
it on
like I'll
still.
download it and then play it in my
Well,
car.
that's the thing. Like to your point when you was talking about like people like, hey, when are you gonna get your Netflix special? I'm like, dude, I can't remember the last Netflix special. I was like, God damn, that was funny as fuck. Not shitting
Chad
on
Daniels.
people, but like, it seemed like
What was that one we listened to on the way back from Dayton? Because that one was dog shit.
Oh, I don't even remember, dude.
It was a girl, of course.
Wow.
The last funny one I did here it was Deion Cole. Deion Cole has been consistently funny. Consistently
Tom,
funny.
you got your phone? Can you
like from
share?
front to back?
Because we were like, we're low. I didn't tag. Post your own. Post your own.
Post Malone, but
Post Malone. Post your own.
Post
Yeah, sorry.
Malone.
We're just. I forgot to do all like the.
But no,
for
I was
sharing.
at your recording. It does not feel like a year and a half. I thought it was like 6 months ago you recorded
Yeah,
it.
dude.
That was a while ago,
Yeah,
Dude, time is
flies.
just a blur.
dude.
Yeah.
When you're that drunk,
Yeah. When all you do is just comedy and get drunk. I'm sober this week.
the whole week.
Nice.
Whole week being sober.
Let's do that.
Again.
Well, this upcoming week.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, why?
Because I was drunk every day
For a
this
week.
week.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he's trying to. It's called balance,
yeah,
Thomas.
it's just called detoxing.
Sorry, yeah, I'm on a detox this week.
Nice.
Nothing.
I'm
Completely
sober,
sober.
during the daytime, so
Yeah.
that's my detox.
That's
yeah.
important.
Like,
What?
I'm sober during the day.
So Jimmy's gonna be running. Are you gonna have somebody guest host with you tomorrow? You can do it by yourself. It's fine.
Yeah, I was planning on doing it by
Okay.
myself. I don't know. I might
You
ask
do
somebody.
No, that's fine if you do it by yourself. So for Fight for Your Right this week, we got some scratchers, and we're gonna put topics that comics can use to, like riff new material and stuff off of that. And then I'm also gonna put on some of the material, the Post-it notes, a little thing that if they pull that one, it'll have a topic, and it'll also have a scratcher symbol on it, so that if they get that one, they get to give the scratcher to one of the audience members
Okay.
of their choice.
Okay.
Just
Say
to,
that again?
I-
Sorry, you
it's
wanted
hard-
me to
yeah.
share the link.
I know. So we're gonna tomorrow for Fight for Your Right. I'm not gonna be there till later because I have another thing. But Jimmy's gonna be hosting, and there's gonna be Post-it notes behind all the comics with topics. I totally stole this idea. I saw someone else do it. I'm like, this is brilliant. I love it. So I'm gonna steal that idea. And they're gonna have all these topics. So it's a whole new material show. So if they don't have any new jokes, they can pull one of these topics and riff on that topic for their 3 minutes.
Okay.
And then also on some of the Post-it notes, there's going to be like a little like dollar sign or something. That means that they can give a scratcher to an audience member.
Hell
So that
yeah.
gets the audience more incentivized to come out and
Fuck yeah.
try and win some money or whatever.
Is this some more online gambling shit, Bill? Are you slipping into the gambling?
No, this is
Pipeline.
marketing because we need an audience there to make the show great, and so
Sponsored
we
by
need comics and audiences, and so
And a sober host would help too.
yeah, sober host that doesn't denigrate the comics is a good idea.
Last week I was drunk. I don't remember what happened on Dingus Day. Were you mean?
Why do they?
Oh, Jimmy was mean
Why do they
I was
want to play
mean.
so much? Why do they want to play? I don't.
because they like to play. because they're dogs.
weird.
Have you ever like pet a dog before?
Not voluntarily. Like it's so manipulative.
Like,
The fact that she brings it to you is the best
I
part.
know. They know.
This always.
She's like, I know that black I can throw.
I actually can't.
I know.
Drop.
I know that. She doesn't know that. She
Did I
just,
tell you that-
she just thinks because I watch so much sports, she's like, he's gonna do a
There's one
good
of
job.
He can do it. No, I really don't have a problem with dogs. I just don't. It's any pet. Like,
Yeah.
it's you guys. Like, I gave you an awkward hug. I'm not good with touching.
Yeah, no,
other
I get it.
things.
I get it.
I'm kind of the same way.
And then like they always want to lick, and I don't. I'm not good with
You don't
spit.
lick? You don't lick?
I'm not good with spit at all.
What?
Yeah.
Like once even after I come, I gotta just go wash everything off me. Like,
Yeah.
all right, that was fun while we were doing it. Now get the spit off me.
That's what you say after
Are you a
sex.
cat
You're
person?
Like, that was fun. Now get it.
Yeah, now get it off me.
Are you a cat
Whoops.
person?
I like
Go-
their
go away.
personality, but I still can't be like
Throw the
around
ball
them
for
like
her
that.
and she'll.
And I only like their
She'll bring it right back
personality.
to you.
So bring it back. Yeah.
I only like their personality because they like to fuck off and they don't do that.
Yeah. Cat- well, my cats would be obsessed with you. My cats are very friendly.
Your cats are crazy.
They're
You're
insane.
But that's why I always compare it to like
I'm
if
back.
somebody had like a pet snake, I would do the same thing.
Well, yeah,
if the
that's-
snake kept coming over with a ball, I'd be like, tell the snake.
Well, nobody's like
Please
picking
imagine
up
a snake
somebody's
with-
pet snake.
See,
playing
dumb
fetch.
people never get this.
Kara, bring out the snake.
Everybody, zip your pants up, Jimmy.
Oh my God.
This is like negging. Like the more I ignore her, the more she's like.
Yeah.
They know. No,
Yeah.
she's gonna hump him
Oh,
again.
Don't. Hey, get down.
Whoa.
Whoopsie.
Right.
Stop.
Whoopsie.
Stop. Stop.
Damn.
Stop.
Here,
Me
no.
too.
Yeah,
Me
leave him alone.
too.
Come here, Whoopsie.
Me too.
Come here.
I'm not trying
Me
to be
too.
mean.
Come
I
here,
just
come
don't
here, come
wanna-
here, come here.
Hashtag me too.
I
Come
can't
over
keep
here.
washing my hands, dude.
All
Are you a
right.
germ person? Is that what it is?
I don't know. Growing up in black households and my mom being from the South, they tell you that everything gives you worms. So I still have that like
Okay.
dogs just give you worms thing.
Yeah.
What like cookie dough? Like I was
Oh,
just
dogs.
told
Whoa,
if
whoa,
you eat
dogs.
raw
Cookie dough
you
gives you
get
salmonella because
Yeah.
of the egg. That's what we.
Oh, I was always told if you eat raw cookie dough, you get worms.
Yeah, that's an old school thing. But yeah, old people always thought everything gives you worms.
My grandma would say that stuff all the time.
Yeah.
And she's from Chillicothe, so.
That's why we cook the shit out of her steak. Everything gives you worms. Yeah.
Do you still do that? Are you still well
No,
done?
I go medium. I don't go mid rare just because when you order mid rare, they always make it rare, and when you order medium, they always
Yeah.
make it mid rare.
Like if
Did
you're
you just say
cooking.
mid rare?
Medium rare.
No. There's
Different?
No, that's just I work in
Yeah.
restaurants, and that's just a short.
Oh,
Yeah,
is
yeah,
that what it is?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
No
I
one,
was
no
like,
one who works
what
in restaurants
is
like,
this?
would you like it medium rare?
Yeah.
It's just
I'd like a mid-ass steak rare,
Yeah.
please.
It's medium rare without the hard R. You just kind of short it. Mid rare. Medium.
Let's do a little bit of interview with John. You've been doing comedy. You just celebrated 9 years.
Just hit 9 yesterday.
9 years.
Yeah.
You got the new special coming out on your
Right.
birthday on Wednesday.
Club going
It's going to be
up.
on this YouTube channel that you're watching this on right now. If
Yeah,
you're
right.
listening, it's on my YouTube channel, just Bill Squire. Yeah. So, what like was the tipping point that made you finally get on stage? Because you started later. Like you were in your mid 30s when you
57.
started. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you? 45 now? 46?
45, I'll be 46 on Wednesday, dude.
When,
Yeah.
Damn.
Right? No, it was one of those things to where I always tell people I always wanted to do comedy, man. Like I was always the funny friend and all that. You know, I mean, you know, comedy.
Right. Yeah.
But it was
Not Jimmy, but yeah.
it was a thing to where like I was always scared to kind of do it because the fear of
Dogs?
failure.
Oh.
It's dogs on stage.
You're a dog.
Get them dogs out of here. It was the fear of failure and just I mean it's public speaking. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And I just felt like and it always just felt like it was always the example I always use is it's like saying I want to be an astronaut.
Yeah.
It's like a thing you can do, but 9 out of 10 people just look at you like, really? A fucking
Yeah.
Okay.
astronaut? Grow the fuck up. so it's one of those things. But then, I mean, as you get older and you get in your 30s, you're like, wow, this wild ride is pretty quick and it's going to be over soon.
Yeah.
And
Might as well do what I'm scared to do.
I'm starting
Yeah.
to see people who either failed in what they wanted to do or succeeded and still aren't happy. So
Yeah.
I'm like, and then I'm working these jobs and I'm like, I would rather fail at comedy than to succeed at what I'm doing now.
Right.
because it just got fucking crazy.
And the thing about comedy is there's really so many subjective ways of looking at what's failure and what's success. Like if you get into it and you want to be a millionaire and you want like millions of fans and like want to be super rich and super famous, you are destined to be disappointed. Yeah. But if you get into it with a perspective of I want to do something creative and I want to be able to make a living at it, whatever level of living that is, you know, then you can do it and you can have a lot of satisfaction from it. Yeah. And that's where I try to keep my expectations at that, where I'm like, okay, I've been doing this for 21 years now. I'm back doing it full time. I'm still able to maintain the life that I had from the radio. Like I've had to cut back a lot on some expenses, but it's also, I'm still surviving and able to afford this condo. I'm able to, pay my bills and like keep my head above water. And at the same time, wake up when I want, which is huge, and kind of go and do what I want, which is like that freedom that I have is more valuable than if I had more money in my bank account. Yeah. And I was doing something that I didn't enjoy as much. Now I would love to have more money in my bank account and still be this lazy. Right. But
that's the thing, being a comic, like as much as I am 100% a comic and I love this, and the first time I did it, it made sense. There is kind of a, I don't like using that word lazy, but there is a kind of like, I never wanted just working 8 hours.
Well, the marketing, and so that's the thing is like,
but you are,
I will always show up to write and perform and all that stuff. And I do as much marketing and social media as I can without going crazy. But when I see somebody that is like, they have their comedy marketing plan and they have like if I see somebody's Instagram page and they're a stand-up comic and everything looks the exact same, I go, this person sucks.
Oh my
God. I hate you for how like your type A personality, and it's just like that's someone that's trying to be famous and not trying to have like a point of view. And it bothers me.
It's planned condom missionary sex.
Yes, exactly.
It's like you have taken all the joy out of this thing,
right? Like there's
turned it into
the commerce of it, the capitalist side of it has overtaken the artistic side of it, and I don't like that as much as And then there's people obviously that, like a Dave Attell, his will look good because he's not doing it. He's paying somebody to do it. But if like I know you're at the level where you're trying to fit a certain algorithm, then I'm like, fuck you. I don't like that as much. I like people to be a little messy. I want something a little messy. I don't like overly curated, overly like planned stuff. Like throw something that you think that's funny for you, but maybe not for everybody. Like I want to see that kind of shit.
Do a live podcast and have a dog come out and fuck.
Right, exactly.
Fuck the guest.
and try and fuck the guest, and then and also with one person watching.
I didn't.
Is it Leslie?
No, it was Keon today. When I saw it, I didn't check again though. So hopefully there's more people watching now. But whatever. And that's another thing too. I don't give a fuck. Like people will talk shit and they'll be like, "This podcast isn't working. You're not getting a lot of views." I'm like, "Yeah, but it's fun as fuck to do." Yeah. So like that's why I do it. Like,
and you got to start somewhere.
Right.
Back to my special.
Yeah.
you got. I realized you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, I started somewhere a long time ago.
But still, like we are sitting
though.
here in your beautiful condo overlooking the lake with $100,000 worth of fucking Air Jordans in here. So like you're doing fine.
That's
man.
just there's more in the bedroom.
I know. Don't tell everyone. Yeah, dude. So yeah, I'm all about.
She's coming back to you.
I know, right?
She's like, I want that.
She's
like, I know dogs aren't supposed to have chocolate, but I can't help myself.
Right? I'm gonna kill you, girl. No. Well, and that's the thing I don't like either, because I just try. You seem nice, but I just try to be like reserved, and then when I try to claim my space, then it feels like I'm being mean. Yeah. I'm not being mean. I just
you gotta know boundaries, dum dum.
Again, pet snake. I just don't like touching.
Also,
snakes.
people just don't train their dogs anymore.
Yeah, that happens when I
That's-
go over my girlfriend's parents' house. Their
Jimmy
dog is
being
like,
sober and mean.
I think I might just be a mean person.
That's short
Yeah.
guy energy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
keeps
short guy
throwing
energy.
those rocks.
Yeah.
And another thing, maybe if you trained your dog, he wouldn't be chewing on the only black person he sees. Like, I got Kobe on the wall.
I am the one that trained her, so like she is not the best trained dog. She's good enough because I usually don't have that many people over. So
No, she's fine. She's fine. You don't have shit tore up, and it doesn't smell like an animal in here, so it's a trained
that's
dog. Dude.
that's.
Yeah. I mean, she.
I've cleaned up the stuff that she's torn up, but yeah, but she only tears up the stuff that she's allowed to tear up.
That's good.
Yeah, she tears up her toys.
She's like a rage room. You got rage toys.
Well, it's just like she's got her toys and she's allowed to rip those up, but she's like never even like sniffed a shoe and been like, I'm gonna chew this. Like,
well, not in here. You'd be worse than me if she did that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, she'd be right out the window.
Yeah, you turn into what was that Jack Black on Anchorman?
Yeah,
He kicks it off.
kicking Baxter. Now this is happening.
Yeah, she knows what she can get away with. I ain't gonna fuck this black dude. I ain't fucking with those Jordans.
Yeah, if you had Jordans on, she probably wouldn't step on you.
Yeah.
She'd be like, I know.
Yeah, look at me rocking the polos.
The polo.
Oh God, I'm old. With black socks and holy jeans.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I got black socks
So,
and jeans.
9 years in comedy. What's some of the highlights and some of the lowlights?
Highlights, dude. I just working with like quote like famous working comedians. You know
Yeah.
what I mean, that's always cool. Just when you see somebody like in person that you've just seen a million times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. Seeing they got to just open for Phase on Love or a few years old.
Dude, I just watched The Replacements yesterday.
I saw that. Yeah,
I love
yeah. Fucking one of my family was like, "Is that Big Worm?" Did you? Friday was 30 years ago.
30 years
I
ago,
opened for
and
Big Worm, and
that-
my grandmother just died, and we had the funeral
Yeah.
on Friday, and then we all meet up for the repast. Do white people do repast? You know?
The what?
We probably call it something different.
Yeah.
Repass?
What's a repass?
Like you're killing him again?
Kinda. It's after the funeral, and then you meet up and you eat.
Oh, okay, yeah. We
call it a luncheon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we can't call it that because it might not always be that early.
Luncheon or like the reception kind of
Okay.
thing. Yeah.
So either way, we're at the repast, and like it's after everybody.
But I
kinda
learned
got
a new
their-
word.
I know.
Yeah.
They got their sads out of the way, but everyone's like, "Oh, I'm proud of your comedy, and you're
Yeah.
doing this and that, and blah blah blah." And so it's I don't know. It's always it's cool to open for like big people, and then you get to. And not even in the bragging rights of it, but it just makes it feel attainable.
Attainable, and it's also, especially when you get to connect with them and eventually, there's certain comics I've opened for a few times, and now if they're in town, like I'll pop through and be like, "What's up?" Like Tom Pop is one of them. Like when he comes into town, I can be like, just kind of go in the green room, and he's happy to see me. And we catch up a little bit.
Remember you shaking hands?
Yeah.
Hey,
So, like,
write down my number. I
Yeah.
was smoking a blunt with a person who's headlining at Hilarities, who I might not say their name because I don't want to.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. Just
Right.
It's
I mean, like David Tell, like comedy hero, and I've opened for him a bunch of times, and like if he's in town, I usually go hang out with him and say hi.
One of the most approachable
And I'm
dudes,
trying to
too,
get
yeah.
him to fuck Tommy. Tommy really wants to fuck David Tell.
Mary agrees. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I know.
I have
I know.
a David
You
Tell
guys-
mask.
Okay. Okay.
Dave, your arms are so dark.
I know, I was like just long sleeve.
You have a really big wiener for a Jewish guy.
Again, fucking Ron Jeremy could suck his own dick.
Yeah. Like Attell, and then just there's so many cool moments like that, but then also just getting in front of their crowds and like having like a comedy crowd appreciate your jokes
It's the
versus the like because there's levels to it when there's a crowd that is like knows what they've been to shows before, they kind of get it, and then there's those Thursdays or Sundays where there are some people there to see you, but then there's also people that are just like, I got free tickets and I showed up, and they're like, what's this about? And you have to like win them over. Like it can be fun, but it's not the same as that captive audience that's ready to go.
Yeah.
That's and when you like you experience that with your special taping where you're like, oh, I can say anything.
Oh yeah. It's speed dating versus going on that date of like two people who actually wanted to fucking be on this date, rather than let's show up and see if any of these people are worth my time. You know what I mean? Yeah. That energy gets very draining.
And then there's the other side of it where you get someone. So last night I did a show in Pittsburgh, and it was in this brewery in very cool brewery, Helltown Brewing. Thank you for having us. Dave Stewart and Chipped Ham Comedy is the production company, and there's a comic named Pete Morris up, and he's doing a really funny bit about taking his girlfriend to get an abortion, but it's abortion topic, and so there's certain people that just go not funny no matter what. And so he gets through this whole story that is crushing, by the way. Like the audience is loving it. And then he gets to the end of it, and this lady just goes, none of that was funny, by the way. And he's like, everybody else in here seemed to think so, but thank you, and you can be quiet now. And she just kept going, but it wasn't funny, and you shouldn't talk, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, okay, but everybody else liked it, and I'm trying to move on. And then she just kept going, and it was really frustrating to just see her think that the only person's opinion that mattered in that room was hers. Like, because and she was almost more aggravated by how much people liked him over her. And then I went up, and so then the feature act went up. Like Pete was doing a guest set. Feature act goes up, and she's just like chatting with people at her table, and they're doing the thing where they're kind of like half listening to her and like turning back.
Trying to give her the energy of, hey, we're at the
decided
show.
The show was about her now, and she has to weigh on it and everybody's jokes. And it's this narcissistic thing that people do when they go to comedy. If they aren't the center of attention, or the comic isn't saying exactly what they want to say, then they have to try and torpedo the show. And I don't even know if they realize that they're doing it. Like, I think it's like this subconscious thing where they think they're being like, they think what they're doing is adding value when it's totally distracting and totally diminishing the experience for all the other people around. So when I get up, I'm up there for about like 10, 15 minutes, and she's like doing these little asides all through my set, just like this, blah, blah, and I can hear it. And I see people keep looking over there. And so I ask her nicely, I'm just like, hey, I know you had your thing earlier, but there are other people that paid to be in this show, and you are distracting, and you're rude, and you have to stop talking. And she's like, oh, I know what you were talking about, though. And like, I'm like, okay, that doesn't matter. But like you're so rude, and she just wouldn't accept that she was the rude person. So then like I go back to my set, and I do my story about my son Jace being trans, and within 30 seconds of me doing that bit, she's gone, and everybody, and then like she left first, and I got this story secondhand from someone that was sitting by her table. The man that she was with, I don't know if it was her husband or boyfriend, he goes, hey guys, if we don't leave, this is going to be really bad for me. So we got to get out of here, or like I'm going to just have a terrible time because of how she is. Like that's the gist of it. Yeah. So then they all like one by one leave, but like you could tell they were having fun. Like they were enjoying the show.
Yeah. So she was with like a group of people.
She was a group of like 4 people,
and she made everybody leave.
Yeah, because she doesn't know how to be a regular person.
That's the person you go out to dinner with, to where even like something's wrong with their food, but they make it like super big.
Yeah.
And then they send it back, and then you can't enjoy your meal. And that. Yeah. Isn't this like the worst? You know, do you really like that steak? Or is one of those things?
I like when I interact with someone like that, because I'm so like, I don't give a fuck anymore. Yeah. And like, I'll be like, no, everything's great. You're the problem. I'm like, you're the problem. Yeah. Like, I have no problem. To win you over. Yeah, I'm not trying to win you over. You're the problem. Yeah. The way you act is absolutely not acceptable. It's embarrassing. Yeah, it's embarrassing.
But you know what? A lot of that I noticed too. And shout out to Mary Santora. She pointed this out to me. A a lot of people who do that secretly want to be comics themselves.
Oh yeah,
That makes sense.
Those people who show up because they think they're helping the show,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then if they stay for the show and after the show, they're like, "Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do it, but I don't have the balls to do it that you guys do." But then you get that confession
Yeah.
from those type of people,
Yeah.
like at least half the time.
Right.
So I bet she's got some of that.
she does.
type of
Like
energy
I
in
could see that because like I don't even know if she was offended by. Like I know she was offended by the abortion thing, but I couldn't tell if it was because of. She was pro-choice or pro. That's the funny thing about abortion is you can be pro-choice or you can be pro-life, but you can still be offended by abortion jokes and just as annoying as the other side.
You know how
Literally.
you get them? You double down and be like, I bet you like this abortion if the fetus was Palestinian and the abortion was Israel. Now where are you on the joke? Are you really mad or are you back?
Right. Well, that's kind of like so when Pete was up and like again, this story was fucking hilarious, and he it was a good story, and it wasn't like a punchy. It was a personal experience that he turned into a funny story, and it wasn't just like shock humor or anything like that. It was deeper than that, and so when she left during my set after I started on the trans stuff, I was like, "Take that, Pete! You couldn't get her out of here with your abortion material, but my trans stuff drove her right out of here,
right over the edge, like, and you're done." Yeah,
so, which makes me think she's probably pro-life because
Yeah.
if she left after the trans stuff and it's
she's
like positive trans,
way
stuff,
too woke in that room.
Yeah, but the rest of the room was like totally cool. And then like towards the end of my set, some people walked in and I was like, just stay for the rest of the show. It's almost over. And I'm like, the one lady's got blue hair. You're probably on our side. So
Nice. Yeah, it's weird like that. People's different like sensibilities and that whole freedom of speech shit until it comes into something I don't like shit.
Right.
Oh yeah.
It's like I hear jokes that I don't like all the time, but I always tell people
Most of them I don't like.
yeah. I always tell people say what the fuck you gonna say because I say some wild shit.
Yeah.
My whole thing is I just try to not come from a place of malice. you know?
Yeah.
Right, and
like,
that's
with
the thing.
intent and-
Yeah.
Intent's important. Malice, like if you're not trying to like intentionally be mean, and also like, but then there's certain jokes I have where I do want to be a little bit mean because I'm standing on a belief that I have that I think needs someone being aggressive on their side. So like the whole bit I'm doing right now about how they try and frame drag queens and trans people as groomers when the people that are fucking kids are still church people and cops.
Yeah.
Like I don't mind standing on that hill and being like, fuck. Like if you want to be mad about this stuff, be mad about all of it.
Yeah.
And so
it's a lack of consistency with a lot of people's outrage.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. So I like to stand up for those things that I believe in, and in those cases I don't mind having someone be like, "Oh, you hate cops." I'm like, "Yeah, okay."
Well, yeah, but there's a good reason.
And I'm
behind
still
that
not
one.
like, and I'm still not like an all cops are bastards people.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of my friends are pedophiles. That's a
Fucking
joke,
kids.
just Jimmy.
Jimmy's
kids.
quitting today.
Fucking kids.
You were mean to me about my dog.
All I said, I didn't say you specifically. All I said is people don't train their dogs anymore. I was going to go and do an antidote about it.
A what?
An
antidote.
Antidote? I can't talk today. I'm very hungover.
You need an antidote.
What is it?
No, anecdote.
Anecdote.
Yeah, let's hear your anecdote.
I have a cure.
I was with people last night, and they have a big husky, and we were gonna go to the bar, and they can only be out for 30 minutes because the husky can't be alone.
Yeah,
That's
and they were gone
insane.
for like probably 25 minutes, and it shit and piss everywhere.
that's
It's just,
crazy.
Just train your fucking dog to be alone.
Yeah, my dog can be alone for a long time, and she's a good girl about that. Because like when I take her on the road, like she was with me in Pittsburgh, and she just sits in the hotel while I'm doing the shows, and then I get back and take her out, and she goes potty pee-pees, and she's good.
Potty pee-pees.
Potty pee-pees. She's a potty pee-pee. Yeah.
Wait, anecdote?
Anecdote,
A-N-E-C-O-D.
What did I say?
Wait.
Antidote.
Yeah, you said antidote. Like,
Antidote. Like yeah.
I may have had
Somebody got bit by a snake.
I may have had a
I
stroke.
got the antidote.
I may have had a stroke last night.
Yeah.
And that's why you're sober now.
Mhm.
For the week.
For the week.
For the week.
If you had a stroke last night, then you're dead, dude. This is Jacob's ladder.
Yeah, this
just
is my
having
hell.
a fever dream.
This is my hell.
Before you drift
feels-
off into the great beyond, a podcast. Wouldn't that be a bitch?
Yeah, just your Groundhog's Day is just producing this podcast every Sunday.
Your brain
Always
is
hungover.
flooding you
Always
with
hungover.
just
Just listening
and
to people-
dopamine.
Yeah, listening to comics talk about the inside baseball of comedy, the worst thing you can talk about.
If this is yours, then when I die, I'm probably just gonna be getting licked by dogs for like a million years in my head. Like, this is worse than the death.
Ooh, okay, now we're all going for our personal hell. Tommy, what's your personal hell?
Oh my gosh, what is my sticky hands? Just
sticky hands.
Sticky anything.
Yeah. Just everything sticky, like you
Yeah.
can't, no matter how much you wipe everything down.
Yeah,
Ooh,
dude.
that's a good one.
I
Yeah.
shower at least
Ugh.
like twice a day just because I. Just,
Why is-
I
no
feel-
sticky?
Just a texture thing. It just freaks
Yeah,
you
I
out.
just don't want. Yeah, like.
Like I don't like sticky, but it doesn't come to mind.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah, I don't like sticky either, but yeah, that wouldn't
That's
be mine.
hell to me.
Mine would be just the kind of what we just talked about. The people like telling me how to be funny and that they want to try it but never doing it.
Yeah, that, I mean that.
Yeah,
Is,
like
that
ju-
is
just
hell.
like the Punishers, yeah,
straight
Punishers.
up.
The just after the shows, that last couple that you just can't get away from, but you're grateful that
You know they waited last because they know that. Now
this
he's
is
got to
what-
make an excuse to get out of
Oh
here.
my god, yeah. Yeah, you're looking over to the bartender like, please be closing. Oh,
Yeah.
oh look, they're closing now. We got to get out of here.
Yeah.
They're wiping down seats. We got to.
Like I'm also totally okay going. I gotta go. Like I just gotta go.
Right.
I don't know how to
And
do
that-
that
and-
yet because I still at this point I'm always happy for whatever I get, like a reception. But I do know I do have.
I just try to set the boundaries. Like I appreciate you, thank you so much, but I got either I gotta let my dog out or I gotta go see my girlfriend. I'll always have an excuse to get out of there.
Oh, I don't need an excuse. I'm like, thank you.
Or just
bye.
Yeah.
What do you do when you tell people, oh, you're a comedian? Tell me a joke.
Oh, that happens all the fucking
Yeah, what do you do?
time.
How do you
That
respond?
happens?
How do you respond?
I always laugh and say no, or I say
Now here's what you can say now. You just watch my special on YouTube.
Damn.
That's what I say. They're
Oh,
like,
and then people hopefully they watch it, but then it's like, oh, you're plugging something right now.
yeah, but it ends the conversation.
yeah,
which is what you
that's
want.
Good.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good.
So like, yeah, that's what people do. They're like, tell me a joke. I'm like, just listen to it on Spotify or watch my specials on Amazon. And they're like, oh, okay. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna do it right now.
yeah, or the joke I'll say is just not for free. You know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Tell me a joke,
Oh,
not
you
for
guys just don't like
like
to
it.
say the most offensive joke you can possibly think of, just to watch the light leave from these people's eyes.
Well, and I still work a day job. I bartend, so half the time that happens is when I'm at work
Yeah.
bartending, and people will be like, "Hey, tell me a joke," and I'm like, "I'll pour you a drink."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm
Wrong
not,
job right now.
Yeah, it's very. I get it. Most people, a lot of stuff with comedy, people don't realize that everybody's saying. It's probably like guys who talk to women.
Yeah.
Like all of us guys don't realize that we're all saying the
The
same
same shit, yeah.
And that's the thing with. So I try not to take it out
Yeah.
on them because everybody put that in one of your little skits.
Yeah. Oh,
Tell
yeah.
me a joke.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, do
Oh,
you
or-
talk about us?
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna talk about it. Don't put me in your act.
Yeah, you're
I'm like,
like,
don't worry, I won't.
Yeah, it's like this is barely memorable. Like
And also, when they like launch, like, oh, I just saw, and they name some dog shit comic that they just saw, and I'm like, yeah, and I just tell them like, oh no, not my style, and like I'll be like, that's fine for you, but I'm like, I don't think that person's great.
And that'll double that recently happened to me. I was at work. I was bartending. There was this couple in,
Yeah.
and I never talk about being a comic, but
Yeah.
sometimes like you'll go down the road and
Yeah.
they're like, "Are you here on the weekend?" I'm like, "No." It's like, "You don't work?" I'm like, "Well, I kind of got something." And then
Yeah.
so he got it out of me, and we started just talking about different comics. And then it got somehow we got on the subject of Elon Musk, and I was like, "Oh, that dude's a fucking idiot."
Yeah.
And then it was just like,
Oh.
and then it was like MAGA unite, and then he just started. He's the most intelligent man of our time, and I was just like,
Oh no.
And the thing about it is like it's like I was trying to back away, but
Yeah.
then he's like
Yeah.
Jehovah Witnessing me, like
Yeah.
trying to. It's like, dude, and to the point to where it finally got to a point to where I was like, because he kept like reiterating certain points,
Yeah.
trying to make me come around to like this guy's a genius.
Yeah.
And I was like, And he was like, yeah, no, this is true. I was like, no, I believe that you think that what you're saying is true.
Yeah.
And he got pissed. He was like, you're being condescending. And then his wife was with him, and he had to kind of come back. But it was just like, dude, we didn't have to go down this road.
Yeah, you
this
brought
is
it
why
here,
I don't
yeah.
like talking about comedy with people or different comics that I like, because you're allowed to think that an idiot is smart.
Yeah, you're allowed to have a shitty opinion.
You know what I mean? But don't double down and sell me on it. Shit.
Wait.
I ain't trying to tell you how Paul Mooney's the greatest. You want to hear another white people suck joke? Paul Mooney's the shit. I'm not trying to sell you on him. Don't sell me on some South African white asshole dude. Yeah. He's the best African I've ever seen. The best white African since Jesus.
What do you got, Jimmy?
I was gonna say, if you guys keep making fun of Elon Musk, I really am gonna quit the podcast.
We will. We'll keep making
He's
fun
a
of him.
genius. The Department of Government Efficiency is good for America.
You don't even say it with any conviction at all.
Say that with a straight face.
Yeah, you're not saying it with the vibrance of the people that actually have bought into this shit. You're saying it like, what do they say?
Yeah,
like trying to remember.
One of the speaking of fascism, one of the shitty things about fascism is like they would actually be more successful if they all weren't such individual dicks.
Yeah.
Like they would be more successful. Like even the people who are on their side hate Elon. He's just such a soulless fuck.
Right.
His kids don't like him. His baby mamas don't like him.
And even like the people within like. That is a group of people with a united goal to get as far as they can as an individual.
Yeah.
No one is there because they're like actually friends with anybody. It's all a bunch of narcissists trying to get as far as they can, and they will step on anybody's neck to get there.
And it's so funny. Yeah. That's the irony of it. It's like they could get so much further if they work together, but that'd be communism.
Yeah.
And we ain't doing that shit.
They all want the power, like for themselves.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
There can only be one.
They all think they're next.
Yeah.
After Trump goes, they all want to be the next one that takes control, and it's just
they're just cartoonishly bad.
Yeah.
It'd be
and bad faith arguments
so
and just it's one thing I love about going on trips with you, John, is like we can shoot the shit about pretty much anything. You know, we're both parents and we seem pretty aligned on politics, but like from different point of views, which is nice because then I get like your black side of things and
everything's a nail to my black hammer,
which I appreciate. All right, so last thing we'll talk about before we go, the Browns drafted Shedeur Sanders yesterday, 144th overall. Speaking of black people, Rob Wart's calling. Hey, look at all my black friends.
Avengers unite.
Yeah.
John
Armstrong,
how many you got over there? Is he?
All you got is phlegm.
3.
Bam, beat me. So
if John Armstrong's my friend,
don't put me on the spot.
That's a no. That's a no.
Throwing him rocks. I'm gonna get you.
So I just saw a thing. So Shedeur got picked 5th round, 144th overall, and Stephen A. Smith released this thing how it's like collusion from the owners, and you know how they don't. Deion Sanders is like getting enough power and notoriety that this was the owners trying to like tamp him back down, and even a black man in America that's trying to get power. Yeah. The powers that be want to be like
humble him a little
bit, which I can definitely like agree with.
Yeah.
But I just wanted your point of view on that. Like, and I don't know if you even know much about what's going on.
No,
with
I've been seeing it. As far as they said, he should have been drafted way higher.
Yeah.
But I wasn't following him. But it's just through cultural osmosis, about Deion Sanders being a coach and his sons and stuff. I think two things would be right at the same time.
Yeah.
I do think that the NFL is just notorious for shit like that. Like even how they came down on Kaepernick.
That's the example he was using. Like this is a very similar thing to Kaepernick. Where even if they didn't all say, "Hey, we're not gonna do this," like it was like kind of we know how we act in these situations.
Yeah.
And don't cross the line until like they're. He was selected in the 5th round, and he was projected as a 1st or 2nd round pick. And there's never been a quarterback that has had that kind of slide. Like
Yeah,
that is unprecedented,
Yeah.
and that doesn't happen unless they all say, "Hey,
Yeah,
we got to teach this kid and his dad a lesson."
Oh yeah, so I think that's totally a thing. But
Yeah.
on the other side of it too, I mean, Deion is like he is a
They made a lot of mistakes too.
a bombastic type
Yeah.
person. You know what I mean? And
Deion and Shador made a lot of mistakes too, in that they were overly cocky, and they wanted to, they wanted to, say like, "Oh, I know there's certain organizations where if he gets drafted there, we're not going to go there," kind of thing. So,
which is ironic because I bet he was thinking Cleveland.
Oh yeah, for sure. And now it's got to be like, "Thanks for the opportunity,
And
Cleveland."
then, I saw that. Then he gets drafted by Cleveland. Everybody's like, "Woo!"
Yeah.
I was like, I bet we were at the top of the list of please don't.
But it
take me to
also,
Cleveland.
in a way, sets Shador up in a situation where now he doesn't have to live up to being a first-round pick.
Oh, yeah.
He's got to live up to being a fifth-round pick. And so if he does anything and like gets a starting job, they'll be like, "Oh, he was actually pretty decent."
And not shitting on the Browns, but it's kind of such a low bar that if
Yeah.
we even have just a barely above 500 season, it's a fucking win.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
So
for
I don't
sure.
know. It's them fucking with black people per usual, but
Yeah.
it's them finding the loudest black person that you can
Right.
be like, all right, there's a little there, but you still didn't have to like get everybody
Right. That
against them. It's just the thing, and then then the whole quarterback thing. We weren't
Yeah.
even seen to be quarterbacks
Yeah.
for a while, you know what I mean? Because they run around too much. And
Yeah.
they don't have an IQ to be able to know who to throw it
Well,
to.
and that's that's something that came out this week because Cam Ward was drafted by the Tennessee Titans, and he's going to wear number 1. And the Titans were originally the Oilers, and Warren Moon gave him the blessing to wear number 1,
Nice.
which is cool because Warren Moon was such a good quarterback and was that guy that they had to be like, well, he just runs around. But like the dude could sling it. Like he played 5 years in Canada and won 5 championships there because he was so fucking good.
Yeah.
And so like it's cool to see Warren Moon get a little shine right now because he is not talked about enough for what he did and what he had to overcome. Like he wasn't Dan Marino or Joe Montana where they just had to be good. Warren Moon had to be exceptional to get considered okay.
Oh yeah, because that's the whole thing. Is like the quarterback's like the head of the team, and we just don't know if you can lead these guys.
Yeah.
It's so many like loaded fucking questions and dog whistles and all that shit, which is so funny to me that you can accept that this league is majority black. You can accept that these people can be smart enough to catch the ball, but throwing the ball is fucking algebra.
Right, yeah.
it's the weirdest shit to me. It's even like when because I was watching,
And also, like, and a guy like Terry Bradshaw, you're like, oh, here's a smart one,
dude.
He's a country bumpkin. Like he knows. Like all you gotta be smart at football. You don't gotta be
A
smart.
lot
Like
of these good white guys, fucking Brett Favre, fucking.
Oh, box of rocks, man.
Oh my God! Oh my! Who was the dude who was Green Bay and then went on the Jets?
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Just all these
who just
dudes,
thinks he's smart, but is actually
yeah,
dumb
all
as
these
shit.
dudes who they look good playing football, and then you hear them talking, you're like, oh my God, like you've played with black people this long, and you like act like you just came out of a cave. Like it's really weird. And again, I don't expect people to have the same politics, and that's not to say that the black people are all like super lefties and the white people are righties. It just amazes me when you get these people off of the script of football, or in any way, and you're just like, how do y'all even interact with one another? Like,
and that's just, I mean, that's something that's interesting when you just get someone that hasn't been around other cultures or other like, and they're so like ingrained in whatever they think that when they do start to see things, and that's one thing that I like about the comedy scene in Cleveland is there's enough interaction that someone that comes in thinking they can, they're going to do like edgelord race stuff, and they see how people react to it and like how it's not like there's an art to it. Versus just saying
there's an
the
art to
cringe
being
thing.
racist.
There
okay?
is. There
Well, no,
I know.
well, if you're doing a racially loaded joke, like you have to thread the fucking needle.
Exactly,
You know what I mean?
and that takes talent and skill,
Yeah.
and it's more than just going up there and saying something shocking. And you see white people do it, you see black people do it. Like one of my favorite things is seeing like the new cocky black kids come in and do like jokes on you. Or not jokes on you, one last joke at Mahal's, and they're like, I'm going to say some wild shit, and they go up there, and like it gets nothing, and they thought they were going to be a star that night, and then they come up to me afterwards, and they'll be like, how do you do that? And I'm like, practice, man. You can't, it's not just saying wild things. It's timing and perception.
There's none of that in Austin. Like it's all white dudes just saying
racist,
wild, just not even a joke, just a racist statement.
Yeah.
There was one joke that I was like, you said that into a microphone. That is the most wildly
And
racist
Jimmy
thing.
was upset about that?
Yeah.
I want to go to Austin so bad, and like every time like those comics come up here, I just go to the shows to hate watch them.
Yeah,
and like I just want to go. I've heard good stories about down there too. You know? What I mean?
there's some people that are very funny down there.
We can't boil it down to.
But there is
we can't Ari Spears their city.
There's a larger contingent of edgelords trying to
at least
push
at the open mics.
At the open mics,
they're not they weren't very diverse.
Yeah.
And again, the irony of it, because this super liberal city and super weird red Texas, and then but you want to outrage people while being like this conservative adjacent. It's so fucking.
It's so weird.
It's so fucking weird, dude. Like and my thing is that even say the jokes if you want to. If you want to be like edgy.
Oh, it's like that clip from what was the show where they're like on a news show. God, I can't remember anything about this other than the guys talk about the N-word, and then like the black panelist is like, then just say it.
Oh yeah.
Just say it.
Yeah, Delroy Lindo.
Yeah.
He was like, just say it if you want to say it. It's like
he's like, I'm tired of acting like you talk about it so much. Just say it.
It's like that thing with when Elon did the Nazi salute, and then Joe Rogan's dumbass and all these other people are just like, that was a Roman salute, and they were like, well, do it at your job.
Yeah, do it. Then do it. Yeah.
Do it. Yeah, it's amazing, man. The fucking
mental gymnastics people do.
Yeah, man, and that's the thing, because I do get it. Like I like saying crazy shit on stage, dude. But just be funny when you do it.
Be funny when you do it.
Yeah.
Be funny when you.
Louis C.K. is the perfect example. Like, he says crazy shit on stage. He's got more jokes about the N-word than he does Me Too allegations. Like, he
wrote Hootie Thing.
Yeah,
he was a writer on the Chris Rock show.
Yeah,
So that's the thing about it too. He is a perfect example. I do think as the internet progressed, he wouldn't have been able to get away with those jokes. But I will say the way he carries himself, it's not the gospel to him. You know what I mean?
I saw him working on the N-word joke where he's like, "No, you say it. Don't make me say it in my head."
Yeah.
I saw him do that at Caroline's, like working on it in like 2008 or something, 2009, and it was so fun to watch because you're like, okay, this is someone that has earned like the respect of the crowd through the other jokes that he did, and there's black people in the crowd, and they were like on board with it because they understood what he was doing. They weren't just listening to the words. The context of it came through, and they're like, yeah, we're they're not children. They're not idiots. They know he's not saying the N-word to call them that. He's talking about something more nuanced, and they were on board with it. And that's what has been lost because people go, well, if you say it at all now, you're done.
It's somebody in the corner who's either trying to just cancel you, or somebody else in the corner who's like, well, he said it, so I'm going to go and say it too. I know
right.
And that's, to do it too.
And that's the floodgates that get open because when I'll be honest, like there's been moments in my life where I've said it on stage in like my early career, and I was like, that was not perceived the way I wanted it to be. So I'm gonna realize that I'm not good enough, and I'm gonna stop saying it. Yeah, because it was.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, the intent is to laugh.
Right.
Always, my analogy for like edgy comedy shit is like, it's an agreed upon thing with the people in the room. That's why, like with sex, you can choke and spit and shit like that, because it's an agreed upon thing. But you can't grab somebody by the neck in the grocery store and spit in their face. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, you could.
But you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's this thing that is not culturally acceptable, but when you get into a controlled environment where everybody kind of does the thing,
and
if everything progressively gets to that point,
and
you can do that, but you can't, be an aisle 6, bitch.
And that's the thing that when people like rage watch a comedy special looking for something to write a blog about,
and be like table just waiting for the joke.
Yeah, just waiting for the reason to be mad versus someone like everybody else watching it because they want to be entertained.
Yeah.
There's that's the difference, and that's the the intent of your reaction as well. Like there can also be there's certain things in my life that I'm not going to give a fair chance just because I have such a bias against them. Like country music, there's probably way more good country music that I understand, but because I like country music, I'm going to listen to. You don't
like no country music?
I like some. I like older, and like that's where it gets into.
Before they started fucking the flag.
Like, right, because all that shit's bad. But then there's
wrap me in the flag so I can come in it.
Yeah, but there's a new like a more like who's the Tyler Childers or something like that. Childers.
I don't know.
Something like that. Like there's more heartfelt like country with soul and stuff like that. Yeah. That's not as fucking rah rah USA. Give me my Bible, my truck, and my beer. That is good, but I still don't really listen to it that much because it doesn't show up for me.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'll give that more of a chance. But like Morgan Wallen, like I don't even care. I'm just from what I know about him, I go, it's probably not for me.
Yeah. That country is weird, dude. It's
but a lot of music's like that because like there can be two bands that are like hard rock that sound exactly the same to somebody that's not into hard rock, and I'll be like, this band rules and this band is dog shit.
Yeah, I guess that's the era, and bringing it back like just to comedy, like people who don't know comedy as much, but us being comics, you can see like dick joke, and you're like, no, this dude is being funny, and this dude is hack as fuck.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Right.
You got to know how the sausage is made.
You know how the sausage is made. The intricacies of what makes something hack, because it's not just something that's like there's a laziness to it that like I call it first draft jokes, where the first thing that you thought of is the easiest thing to think of, and that's what a lot of people's like. If I see a comedy special, I'm like, it doesn't do a lot for me because I feel like it's first draft jokes. Like it wasn't like, and what happens with comics, because they have such a big fan base, they're doing these jokes and they're not digging deep enough and making quality stuff like they did in their early years, and it's not as engaging to me.
Yeah, that's how you become a big comedian who's toured for years, who comes to a little backwater like Cleveland and nobody accepts your joke, and then you turn on the city.
That's one thing I love about Louis is like he was at the Funny Farm.
Yeah,
like see, he's somebody who's like, okay, I'm working on new stuff. I'm gonna go to a comedy club. Like, even though
he's smart enough to know like that's one of the best ones to go to. This isn't a place like New York where they see famous people all the time.
Or like the Comedy Store in LA. Like he could have done a theater and done all that material, and it would have gotten a great reaction.
But the art of it is important for him. And that's there's so many comics that will just like they'll write their new hour and just perform in an arena, and I'm like, that's crazy. Like you can work this shit out.
Pants said the audio is chopping up.
Well, it's anyway, so.
I don't know.
All right, well, let's wrap this up. All right, thanks for coming to Cleveland, America.
It's not a serious place.
Check out John's special,
John Armstrong Against the World,
on this YouTube channel on Wednesday,